Guys, obviously we hear a lot about Laurie Strode being Jamie Lee Curtis, and that's just how it is. But Scout Taylor Compton, 15 years ago this year, did her last film as Laurie Strode in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And yeah, she's done a little chat with Fangoria, and yeah, there's some interesting things said in it. It goes in here saying how obviously Laurie Strode in Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one, to Halloween 1 by Rob Zombie, it's like a polar opposite human being. And I think Scout Taylor Compton's performance in that, while, you know, it's not the Laurie Strode we maybe all want, it was one hell of like a trauma performance, and seeing somebody go through like crazy levels of PTSD. You know, she does actually say here as well that in that second film there was so much going on in her personal life and in the actual film itself, so it's a little bit of like a tough watch for her. She also goes on to say that when she actually landed the part, you know, she was 17 and she didn't know how big this franchise was, so who knows if that would have made like a bit of a difference for her in coming into it. You know, with all the problems with production, the Weinsteins, you know, it's interesting because Scout Taylor Compton here says that she didn't really have, you know, too much of a clue just how much pressure Rob was actually under. And that was just to her being so young. She, you know, she wasn't looking out for those things. It was like immaturity, but she's gonna be immature. She was so young. But she speaks really well about Rob, actually, and just the idea of coming to terms with how different Rob Zombie's vision actually was from, you know, what kind of went out. Something as well that I found very interesting was she describes her performance in Halloween 2 as a scream for help in real life and her professional life, which is really heavy, actually, considering, you know, the brutality of that film. Now, the bit that I found interesting, and unfortunately I don't know how realistic this is going to be, if I'm honest, but she says that she always holds on to hope that maybe she'll get the opportunity to play Laurie again. But she finds it really cool that obviously only 2 people have ever played Laurie Strode, that being Jamie Lee Curtis and her. And yeah, guys, there's a lot of interesting stuff in this article by Fangoria, so I'm not going to just sit here and go like read through it. Please do give it a read if you haven't. It's very interesting hearing how obviously as Rob Zombie had to step down from the third film that was going to happen, you know, kind of like her reaction into it, how she felt, all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, the idea of Scout Taylor Compton coming back as a Laurie Strode in the future is an interesting one because, you know, Halloween's getting a TV series now. Who is to say that something can't come out where, you know, she is essentially Laurie Strode? I'm not saying everyone would love that. I don't know what the general reaction would be. I think, obviously, depending on if it is coming in as a third installment to the Rob Zombie ones, that could be interesting. But, you know, if she was just kind of cast as Laurie in a completely different universe, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I'm interested to know. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below what you guys do think to that. That is all for this video. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.